Hi, I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Our Take on Cruise with Roger and Shannon, or Shannon and Roger. My name's Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and Shannon is not with me today. It's another split edition. You all must feel really sorry for me that Shannon isn't here, but I am on board the Icon of the Seas, the newest, largest, biggest ship in the world. So I have to tell you, when I knew all about Icon, I read about Icon, but in my mind, I was still expecting Icon to just be, not just, can't put the word just a bigger version of Wonder of the Seas. That's not the case. This is a totally different ship. From the first time I saw the ship come into Miami, the bow is different. I've seen pictures, but it looks different from the outside anyway. Different bow, different stern, different funnels, different attractions on deck. And of course, with the infinite balcony staterooms, the whole silhouette of the ship looks very different from the outside. Once you come on board, it really hits you how different the ship is. The Royal Promenade, which has been a feature on Royal Caribbean ships ever since the Voyager of the Seas, this is the first time I've seen one that is like this. It's wide, it's the entire width of the ship with windows overlooking the sea. It's a completely different Royal Promenade. This is not just a little shopping mall. This is a big open space for entertainment, music every place. It's incredible. The other big change on the ship is where I'm sitting right now, which is in the Aqua Dome. The Aqua Dome, my vision of it was basically the aqua theater that's been on the stern of the Oasis class ships. They brought it forward, put a dome over it to protect it. But it's so much more than that, because obviously we have the aqua theater behind me, but there's also Hooked restaurant next to us. It's one of the seafood restaurants, one of the extra a la carte restaurants. My wife and I had dinner there the other night. It was spectacular. But there's also the Aqua Dome Market on the other side, which is a different type of food court that they don't have on any other Royal Caribbean ships. But forward is the most incredible observation space that I've seen on a ship. There's 2 bars up there. The views are incredible. Throughout the ship, naturally, lots of different restaurants, but things are so different than the other Royal Caribbean ships. For you Royal Caribbean people who just love things, don't worry, there's a schooner's bar. Don't worry, there's boleros, but there's so much more on this ship. Naturally, there's the pub, there's the music hall, there's all of these different venues, but they're in different places. The ice skating show, the ice skating rink is in a different location. It's a different venue. So much of the ship is different. The big difference is this ship is designed for the family market. That doesn't mean adults aren't going to have a good time. You've got all the different suite areas and restaurants and stuff like that. But for the family market, this ship has more family accommodations than Royal has ever put out. It's a great multi-generational ship, and it's an amazing experience for families. Their water park is the largest water park at sea. There's the different neighborhoods. It's incredible. Entertainment, there's nothing at sea like this. We just asked Nick Weir, the head of entertainment for Royal Caribbean. The entertainment department on the ship is 256 staff members just in entertainment. The water show has a cast of like 20 something. The ice show was 15, 16. We saw their big musical on board is Wizard of Oz, had a cast of almost 30 with a 17-piece live orchestra. We haven't even began to see all of the different shows on board. So it's an amazing experience, trying to take it all in. Some people said, oh no, the ship's gonna be too big. Well, it is big, no question, but it's easy to find your way around. So it's an amazing experience. We've got to go out, do more exploring. So I'm turning it back over to you, Shannon. Shannon, miss you, but kind of making do without you for now. Take care. Bye.
Hey there, Roger. Well, it looks like you're having a fantastic time on the Icon of the Seas. And let me tell you something, I am very jealous. But there was another good reason why I couldn't sail with you this week, and that is because I am celebrating my dad's 80th birthday. So I made a quick trip out to Texas for his 80th. We're having a little bit of a party for him, but we had to do something to make sure that he didn't realize that it was his birthday. So we masked it as the Groundhog's Day party, which is always one of his favorites. And you're probably thinking, what in the world is a Groundhog's Day party? Well, it happens every year on February 2nd when Punxsutawney Phil, he comes out of his hole and he determines if we will have 6 more weeks of winter or if we're moving into spring. So most people, of course, are rooting for an early spring, but let me tell you, Roger, I found out a little bit more about Punxsutawney Phil, and this is his official name. So what is the official name of Punxsutawney Phil? His full name is actually Punxsutawney Phil, Seer of Seers, Sage of Sages, and this is what I love most, Prognosticators of Prognosticators, and the Weather Prophet Extraordinaire. So I know you and I like to prognosticate, and speaking of prognostication, let's talk about Royal Caribbean. So Royal Caribbean, I saw an article just recently in which Jason Liberty made a comment saying that they built the biggest, baddest ship on the planet. And I think that that is probably true, what you saw there on the Icon of the Seas. However, Michael Bailey also came out and was talking about they may be up to building some smaller ships because the Icon of the Seas is 250,000 gross tons, and that is 3 times the size of the Vision of the Seas. So he kind of led people to believe that maybe they could be going back with their next class of ship and building some smaller ships again to replace some of the older ships that may be sooner rather than later, maybe being exiting service at sea. So will that happen? I don't know. We have to do a little more prognostication, you and I, but I think what Michael Bailey said, it's definitely in the works. Nothing is confirmed. There's a lot of things that must happen first, including board approval, but it looks very interesting, and I can't wait to see what those smaller ships may look like if they decide to build them. In the meantime, again, it was great to see all you got to do on the Icon of the Seas. I can't wait to sail for myself, and I'm going to hopefully do that sooner rather than later. And I look forward to seeing you next week, but we're here to celebrate again. We're going to have a little Groundhog's Day party. We're going to have a little birthday party. So say goodbye to Punxsutawney Phil. Bye.